Let's talk about the KPI tracker and the results dashboard. It's part of the marketing plan within our strategic marketing plan. Here you'll see it in the marketing plan, the last two in the bottom there. You'll see the KPI tracker and the results dashboard. It comes after the deliverables. It's how you think about measuring your results overall. Specifically, these two deliverables are how you track your KPIs, which are key performance indicators, and analyze results in order to enhance effectiveness. The KPI tracker specifically is an Excel worksheet with KPIs for all relevant marketing channels. And the results dashboard is a summary of the most important marketing KPIs by funnel stage. It shows how the tactics performed in both the current time period as compared to a previous time period, and then shows trends over time. We also have the insights and indicated actions, and it's a separate page for us that provides an explanation of the results and what you'll do to enhance those results. So the KPI tracker, it's an Excel worksheet, as I mentioned. It has all relevant marketing tactics. I think it has like 36 tabs. Many people don't ever need that many. It pulls data from many sources pulled in a consistent way. And this is one thing that a lot of marketers get in trouble with, is they get just the digital dashboard, or they get just the results from the PR, or just the results for some event, but they never pull it all together. So what we've done is we put together this tracker. It shows it by weekly time period. You don't have to pull it weekly, but we want everything in weekly time periods. We pull the same type of data that we need across channels as makes sense for each channel. And we also pull the data the same way every time. So you know you're getting consistency. And it shows how all those marketing tactics, they work together during the time period and then over time. Here's a quick, just blank spreadsheet you'll see of our KPI tracker, one of the sheets, and this is for ad groups or ad words. You'll see the week starting there. They all start the same, and it's set up so every week will be the same. How many impressions did you get? How many clicks? What's your average cost per click? And then your click-through rate. And it would all calculate. You just put in a couple pieces of information. So that's a KPI tracker, and we have this Excel file, and then we create one for every single important marketing tactic. So what's the results dashboard? It's the summary of the most important marketing KPIs by funnel stage. It shows how the tactics performed in the current time period, it compares to a previous time period, and then it shows trends over time. As I mentioned before, it has two components. It's the table. It's broken out by funnel stage. We do that a lot. Everything is about funnel stage as you get into the bottom part of the communication strategy, and then for sure the marketing plan. It has the KPIs. It has the current period result, the previous period result. It shows the current versus previous, and then we'll have a trend chart, and for one of those KPIs. Then the next slide would be the insights indicating actions, and that's an explanation. It helps you understand what's going on, what's working, what's not working. We try to keep it simple. Those insights are what's working, why, what's not working, and why not. And then those indicated actions are simply what would you stop, start, or continue to enhance results. So here's what the results dashboard template looks like. You'll see on the left side, as I mentioned, that funnel stage, build awareness, increase interest, gain commitment, build relationships. You'll see a spot for KPIs, and because this is a table, it has 3 rows for each. You can add more. We recommend not putting much more in there. You'll see the current period, the previous period, and then versus previous. We recommend doing this for most of our clients on a quarterly basis. The data just doesn't change that dramatically monthly, and there's so many other things going on. If you're more in a consumer business, or you do things that happen with the consumers acting much more quickly in their buying cycle, then you'll want to do it more often. We don't recommend doing it much further out than that, just because it's harder to determine and adapt and enhance results, which is the whole point of this. On the right side, you'll see trends. We pick one metric that we think would be the most helpful. A lot of times it's going to be impressions for build awareness, increase interest. A lot of times it's going to be website visitors. And you'll see this for a rolling 12-month period. And you want to see, how are things going? Do you see any big spikes or up or down? Are you seeing an average just growth over time? Or are you seeing something that doesn't make sense, like building awareness? You're seeing a bunch of impressions go up, but increasing interest, no one's doing anything. Well, then either you need to think about your KPIs, or you need to think about what you're measuring and how they're working together. So that's the template. Everybody will put those together for every client. And then here's an example. This is for CMO-OnLoan. So for build awareness, we care about impressions. So you'll see, and this is just an example. So for 2020 versus 2021, this was a quarter. We had 14,000 versus 11, and so we were up by 3,000. And you'll see that total number of impressions over time. Those big spikes came with some big events that we did, and so we were able to identify those. Over at I'll just go to the next one, increasing interest. We cared a lot about, we send out tools like this and we want people to go to our resource page. So we decided to start tracking, how does that work? So then you'll see it goes over and you'll see that trend line going up a little bit. You'll see some spikes when we started posting things that we're more interested in or not. So you kind of get an idea of what are you doing that's impacting these numbers. Gain commitment, we just started tracking this, so we didn't have any history to share. So we just started putting in, well, what were our initial meetings? How many scope outlines were we sending? How many signed agreements were we getting? So that was something that was important to us. We will add the data when we get it. And that's perfectly okay. One of the things we tell clients is we just want to get started on this, get into the habit of it, begin to understand how the data works. These KPIs should change. You should be continually challenging them. These are the right ones to think about. You have all the data in the spreadsheet, but how does this one-page summary work for you? And we expect it to change. Ours changes over time. You'll see at the bottom, build relationships. As I mentioned before when we were talking about other KPIs, building relationships with marketing is super tough because a lot of it has much more to do with how overall are clients doing. Are you growing in the number of current clients versus repeat client versus new clients? How are you doing with satisfaction? Those sorts of things. A lot of clients aren't actually tracking those results. So we start with something. Again, the idea is to get things going, not to be perfect. Yes, you want to get better over time. So for ours, we pick one thing because we do send an email every week. And you'll see as we grew our database, our open rate declined. This also helped us understand maybe our content's not that interesting. Maybe we need to clean up our database. So this is a little bit older data. You'll see that we've in our newer dashboards, you'll see that we've been beginning to make a change with that because we do want, if we're sending something out, we do want people to open it. So this is just an example. I would look at this and say, man, there are lots of things I'd like to change and update, and that is perfectly fine. It's meant to give you an idea of what's going on. Now, the really powerful thing is this next page, which is the insights and indicated actions. It's an explanation of those results and what do you do to enhance them. So you look at those, you look at the KPI tracker, you look at the other data you've had. A lot of times we will do a special page. We do a lot of things in PowerPoint because we present a lot. So we'll do a page for every major marketing tactic. And then that helps us really understand what the data is saying and what to do here. So this is just a simple chart, again, by funnel stage. And we have an overall statement, which you'll see in our example, with insights, what's working, why, what's not working, why not. And then those indicated actions is what should you stop, start, or continue to enhance results. So here's our example for CMO-OnLoan. We have a summary statement that talks about a full funnel plan. We are 100% referral based. The most effort should continue to be building relationships and leveraging with our clients. This goes back to the priorities from the marketing plan that we've talked about before. We have another video on that. So you'll be able to see how these all relate. The second business effort is increasing interest. That's another funnel stage you'll see there. And Amy, that's me building stronger relationships with the Center of Influence Network. So those were really important to me. Then I'll use just the build awareness example for insights is we did continually build awareness through posting and emailing every week in 2021. And we need to maintain the cadence of emails and social posts to steadily build awareness. But it's still the lowest priority. We're not going to go spend a bunch of money. We're not going to go out and do broad awareness. The things that's really much more important is this increased interest in the build relationship is actually our number one priority. So this helps you understand what do you do about those results. It doesn't stop with just saying, okay, here are the results. Everybody wants to know how do you make them better. So that's what this does. Okay, so what's a recap here? These are both deliverables within the marketing plan building block. It's how you track KPIs and analyze results to enhance effectiveness of your marketing plan over time. The KPI tracker is an Excel worksheet with KPIs for all the relevant marketing channels. The results dashboard is a two-part piece here. It's the summary of the most important marketing KPIs by funnel stage. It shows how the tactics performed in the current time period as compared to a previous, and then with trends as I showed you. And the insights and indicated actions is a table that provides an explanation of results and what to do to enhance those. So I hope that helps. We find this to be a super powerful tool. We do it continually with our clients, and we find that they feel very confident because they can see the impact of marketing. And we hope you do too.